So most of you probably know as a Warlock, you can interrupt someone even if your pet is not in their line of sight. As long as you're in their line of sight, it'll still interrupt them. However, I'm willing to bet that most of you did not know that you can interrupt someone even if you are not in their line of sight, but if your pet is in their line of sight. And there's a special way you have to do this. So as you can see, when I click my command demon ability, it doesn't interrupt him when he's line of sight of me, even though my pet's attacking him. However, if you use the ability on your pet's action bar, it will interrupt him even if you're not even in range. As long as your pet's within their range and line of sight, you can click the button on your pet's action bar and it will still interrupt them. So there's two things to note about using this method of interrupting. Firstly, as long as your pet is not in range of the healer, there's no possible way to interrupt him. Even though your pet doesn't have to be in his line of sight to use command demon, he does have to be within range. And the second thing to note is that if your pet is not in line of sight of the healer, then you can't use your pet's action bar ability. You have to use command demon if only you are in line of sight. And you have to use your pet's action bar if only your pet's in line of sight. Simply put, if you're in the line of sight of the healer, use command demon. If your pet's in the line of sight, use your pet's action bar. If you're both in line of sight, it doesn't make a difference. Only you or your pet has to be within line of sight, but your pet always has to be within range. So obviously you're not going to want to click your pet action bar every time you want to interrupt someone that's outside your line of sight. However, you can just go to the game menu and then go to key bindings, go to action bar, scroll about halfway down and you'll find your pet action bar. Choose any one of them, bind it, and then go to your spellbook and your pet spellbook, drag spell lock onto the button that you chose, and you can interrupt people that are outside of your line of sight as long as your pet's attacking them.